There is a shadow that walks beside us, unseen but deeply felt, a presence that shapes the contours of our inner world in ways we seldom fully understand. It whispers in the quiet moments, in the spaces between our thoughts, and sometimes it roars in the storms of our emotions. This shadow is not merely a metaphor for sadness or despair. It is a profound force, one that intertwines with the very fabric of our spiritual and psychological being. Today, we venture into a realm where the personal and the archetypal converge, where the wounds of the soul meet the mysteries of the psyche. We explore the intricate relationship between depression and what Carl Jung called the mother complex, a dynamic that holds the key to understanding some of the deepest struggles of the human spirit. This is not a topic to be taken lightly, for it requires us to look into the abyss of our own conditioning, to confront the patterns that have shaped us, and to uncover the hidden light that lies buried beneath the weight of our unconscious burdens. To understand the connection between depression and the mother complex, we must first delve into the nature of the complex itself. In Jungian psychology, a complex is a collection of emotions, memories, and perceptions that cluster around a central archetype, forming a kind of psychic knot. The mother complex, as the name suggests, revolves around the archetype of the mother, a universal symbol that represents nurturing, protection, and the source of life itself. Yet, like all archetypes, the mother is not a one-dimensional figure. She has both a light and a dark aspect, a duality that mirrors the complexity of human experience. On one hand, she is the loving, nurturing presence that sustains us. On the other, she can be the smothering, devouring force that stifles our growth and keeps us bound to her in ways that are not always healthy. The mother complex is often formed in early childhood, a time when our sense of self is still fragile and undeveloped. It is during this period that we are most vulnerable to the influence of our primary caregivers, particularly our mothers. If the mother is overly controlling, domineering, or emotionally unavailable, the child may internalize these dynamics, creating a complex that can persist into adulthood. This complex can manifest in various ways, depending on the individual's unique experiences and temperament. For some, it may lead to a lifelong search for approval and validation, a desperate need to please others in order to feel worthy. For others, it may result in a deep-seated fear of intimacy, a reluctance to form close relationships for fear of being engulfed or abandoned. But how does this relate to depression? To answer this question, we must first recognize that depression is not merely a chemical imbalance or a temporary state of sadness. It is a profound spiritual crisis, a signal from the soul that something is deeply out of alignment. Depression often arises when we are cut off from our true selves, when we are living inauthentically, or when we are carrying burdens that are not our own. In the context of the mother complex, depression can be seen as a symptom of the soul's struggle to break free from the conditioning of the past, to reclaim its autonomy and its connection to the divine. One of the most insidious aspects of the mother complex is its ability to keep us trapped in a state of dependency, both on others and on the external world. This dependency can take many forms, from the need for constant reassurance and approval to the inability to make decisions without seeking the guidance of others. Over time, this dependency can erode our sense of self-worth, leaving us feeling empty, disconnected, and powerless. It is this sense of powerlessness that often lies at the heart of depression, a feeling that no matter what we do, we are never enough, that we are forever bound by the chains of our conditioning. Psychologist Melanie Klein, a pioneer in object relations theory, offers valuable insights into this dynamic. Klein's work emphasizes the importance of early relationships in shaping our internal world. She describes how the infant's relationship with the mother forms the foundation for all future relationships and self-perception. If the mother is unable to provide consistent care and emotional attunement, the child may develop what Klein calls a paranoid schizoid position, characterized by splitting the mother into good and bad objects. This splitting can lead to a fragmented sense of self and a deep-seated fear of abandonment, both of which are common features of depression. Similarly, Donald Winnicott, another influential figure in object relations theory, speaks of the good enough mother. Winnicott argues that the mother does not need to be perfect, but she must be good enough to provide a holding environment in which the child can develop a sense of security and selfhood. When this holding environment is lacking, the child may develop a false self, a persona that conforms to external expectations but is disconnected from the true self. This disconnection can lead to feelings of emptiness and depression, as the individual struggles to find meaning and authenticity in their life. John Bowlby's attachment theory further illuminates the connection between early maternal relationships and depression. Bowlby's research shows that secure attachment in infancy is crucial for emotional well-being in adulthood. When attachment is insecure, whether due to neglect, inconsistency, or overbearing control, the individual may develop an anxious or avoidant attachment style. These attachment styles are closely linked to depression, as they often involve a chronic sense of insecurity, fear of rejection, and difficulty forming healthy relationships. Yet, there is a way out of this labyrinth, a path that leads to healing and transformation. The first step is to become aware of the complex, to recognize its presence in our lives and to understand how it has shaped our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. This is not an easy task, for the complex is often deeply buried in the unconscious, hidden behind layers of denial and repression. But with patience and perseverance, we can begin to unravel the threads of the complex, to see it for what it is, and to reclaim the parts of ourselves that have been lost or forgotten. One powerful tool for working with the mother complex is the practice of active imagination, a technique developed by Jung that allows us to engage directly with the unconscious. Through active imagination, we can enter into a dialogue with the archetypal figures that inhabit our inner world, including the mother. By confronting these figures, we can begin to understand their influence on our lives and to negotiate a new relationship with them. This process can be both challenging and liberating, as it requires us to face our deepest fears and insecurities, but it is also a path to profound healing and self-discovery. Another important aspect of healing the mother complex is the cultivation of self-compassion. Many of us who struggle with depression carry a deep sense of shame and self-loathing, a belief that we are fundamentally flawed or unworthy of love. This shame is often rooted in the complex, in the messages we received from our mothers or other caregivers about our worth and our place in the world. By learning to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we can begin to dissolve this shame, to see ourselves as whole and worthy, and to break free from the grip of the complex. Psychologist Kristin Neff, a leading researcher in the field of self-compassion, emphasizes the importance of treating ourselves with the same kindness and care that we would offer to a close friend. Neff's work shows that self-compassion can significantly reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety, as it helps to counteract the negative self-talk and self-criticism that often accompany these conditions. By practicing self-compassion, we can begin to heal the wounds of the mother complex and to cultivate a more nurturing and supportive relationship with ourselves. Ultimately, the journey of healing the mother complex is a journey of individuation. a process of becoming who we truly are. It is a journey that requires us to confront the shadows of the past, to integrate the light and dark aspects of the mother archetype, and to reclaim our power and our autonomy. It is a journey that can lead us out of the depths of depression and into the light of our true selves, a journey that is both deeply personal and profoundly spiritual. As we walk this path, we may find that the mother complex is not merely a source of pain and suffering, but also a gateway to deeper understanding and wisdom. For within the complex lies the seed of our transformation, the potential for growth and renewal. By embracing this potential, by facing the shadow and integrating its lessons, we can emerge from the darkness stronger, wiser, and more whole than we were before. This is the alchemy of the soul, the process by which the lead of our suffering is transformed into the gold of our spiritual awakening. In the end, the relationship between depression and the mother complex is a reminder that our wounds are also our teachers, that the very things that cause us the most pain can also lead us to the greatest healing. It is a reminder that the journey of the soul is not a straight path, but a spiral, a winding road that takes us ever deeper into the mysteries of our own being. And it is a reminder that, no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn is always waiting, just beyond the horizon, ready to guide us home.